Hello everybody, welcome to Mark Goldbridge. That's football, it's FA Cup weekend and we've got the opening FA Cup match chat for you. It's Southampton versus Arsenal, Liverpool, Manchester United. Manchester United, Liverpool tomorrow will be the big one. We'll be on the United stand for that. But there is another big game and it's the FA Cup holders Arsenal against Southampton. They actually are playing each other Tuesday in the Premier League, which I think is probably a bigger game for both. But interestingly, the teams that have been put out are relatively strong in relation to Southampton. They're obviously taking this quite seriously. Forster in goal, Walker-Peters, Bednarek, Stevens, Bertrand, Armstrong, Diallo, Ward-Prowse, Walcott, Ings and Adams. That's quite a strong Southampton side, which makes me quite excited about this game that we're about to see. Arsenal, to be honest, Arsenal side is not as strong, but they are the holders. Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Gabriel, Cedric, Suez, Elneny, Xhaka, Pepe, Willian, Martinelli, and Nketiah. I thought Willian had gone to Wolves, or is that a different Willian? On the bench, they've got Xhaka, Lacazette, no Aubameyang today, David Luiz, Willock, but it's an interesting side for Southampton, isn't it? It's an interesting side for Southampton, and it's an interesting side from Arsenal. I suppose what I would say is that you look at that, and you quite fancy Southampton. Lucas saying that 2-1 to Southampton. I quite fancy Southampton to win this game. They're a good side, and that's a weakened Arsenal side. And I think on Tuesday night, we are actually going to do the Premier League watch along for that on Tuesday. Arsenal Southampton in the Premier League. We'll see a stronger Arsenal side, and I would fancy that Arsenal side. I'd fancy Southampton to get something against Arsenal's best 11. So I certainly fancy them to get something tonight. I suppose from Arsenal's point of view, it is their cup, the FA Cup. They've won it more than anybody else, and you can't dismiss a cup that makes you relevant. But they probably do have aspirations still of getting into a top 4 race or even a top 6 race. And obviously the Europa League, if you win that wins you a Champions League spot as well. So as much as the FA Cup is, Arsenal's relevancy, it's also probably their third least priority. But it could become it could become a major priority if you mess up in the league and the Europa League, which could happen very, very quickly for Arsenal. So I think that it is a bit surprising how weak he's gone with that side, and Spurs have gone. Southampton have gone quite strong. What are your opinions on Daniel James? Have a nice day, says Wadu. Well, he's not a Manchester United first starter, is he? It's on BT Sports. Make sure you smash a like. Everyone get involved. Looking forward to this one. We'll be taking some of your questions throughout the game as well. I mean, just very, very quickly, a strong Southampton team then. I think it's fair to say it's a strong Southampton team and not such a strong Arsenal team. In the context of the league, though, very interesting game on Tuesday night between these two sides. Arsenal have got 27 points. Southampton have got 29 points, but Southampton have played a game less than Arsenal. So that is a must-win game for Arsenal on Tuesday night against Southampton. Arsenal, they're not out of a race for top, for Europa League spots. If you say Europa League is 5th or 6th, they are currently 6 points off 5th place. But everybody's played a game more than Arsenal, really, in the top 5, apart from Leicester and Liverpool and Manchester United now, actually. But you're never going to catch them sides. So it's going to be interesting. Looking forward to it. I'm going to go with the Southampton win, and I'm going to go 2-1 Southampton. I know a lot of people in the live comments have gone with that as well. But I'm looking forward to this one. Lots and lots of FA Cup games today. I'm not a massive fan of the FA Cup, to be honest. But I think the fact that they've gone with a strong team, Southampton, and Arsenal are the holders, makes it quite interesting. Zayn Marcy is in the house. He says Martinelli hat-trick, and we'll show Martial and Greenwood how it's done on you Gunners, says Zayn Marcy. And Susan Brandon, welcome to the Members Club. Does Martinelli not have to... Oh, he is starting. He's starting off the left-hand side. Well, I must admit, we hear a lot about Martinelli. I think he's a decent player. I'm quite looking forward to seeing him play myself, actually. And one thing Arsenal do pride themselves on is their youth setup. They do think they've got fantastic... Well, they think they've got fantastic players anyway. Everybody's better than Messi that when they sign, and then they start playing and the reality is there. But they have... I don't know whether the deal's being done with Odegaard yet for Arsenal. Maybe somebody could let me know about that. But he will definitely improve a side. But I don't know. It's an opportunity for Arsenal to show their progression, I suppose, in recent weeks, because I just look at that Arsenal side and I still don't think it's actually that good. But some Arsenal fans feel that they're turning a corner. I still think that they are where they are in the league because that's where they are. And, that sounds very obvious, but I do. I think that Arsenal are where they are because that's where they deserve to be. Are you watching the McGregor fight tonight, Mark? Says Luke Purdy. You know what? I don't want to stay up till 5 o'clock in the morning to watch a fight that's going to last 8 seconds. So I will watch it in the morning when I wake up. This will be a walk in the park for us, Mark. Pepe and Martinelli masterclass, says Dave Jr. The Arsenal fans are in the house. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign. We're literally kicking off in 3 minutes. Are you watching? I've done that one from Luke Purdy. And what channel is the game on? It's on BT here. I see stiffness in this Arsenal team, says MJ. Oh, that's what she said. Negotiations are ongoing with Odegaard, says Matthew Larney. Thank you for the update on that one. And the McGregor fight isn't until about 5 o'clock in the morning, is it? And they are better than Prime Pele if they are an Arsenal player, says Susan Brandon. And do you think Arsenal should have brought maybe a defender or a midfielder instead of another goalkeeper, says OC Hawkeye? Well, I suppose it's what you can get hold of, isn't it? It's probably the same for United. United could end up getting a backup right back when they need a centre back and a right winger, but they can't get that. Odegaard, Grealish, and Ramos. Hope we get them, says Zane. Oh, I love his mentality. Paul says McGregor fight's on at 10 as it's in Abu Dhabi. I've just seen the advert for the McGregor fight. It's 1 a.m. on BT Sports and he won't fight until about 5 a.m. So I don't know what people are on about 10 p.m. tonight. I've got this wrong then because Kurt Llewellyn says, thoughts on Wolves' new striker, Willian Jose. I thought they'd got Willian from Arsenal. I don't know much about that lad, to be honest with you, but they do need a striker. Mark, we should discuss Burnley result in more depth, says Salah Ahmed. Well, I think we'll get a lot. I think we'll get a lot to see about Liverpool actually over the next coming 24 hours when we see them play against United tomorrow. They need to bounce back. But I've got a lot of respect for Southampton this lunchtime. They've put a really strong side out, and they obviously want to beat Arsenal. From Southampton's point of view, no European football, so why would you not go strong in the FA Cup? And it'd be interesting to see. I wish teams did this more. I mean, some of you won't be anywhere near the age group that I am, but I remember the FA Cup, like 3rd round, 4th round, 5th round. It used to be a real event when I was growing up because everybody used to put their strong teams out, and you would see Liverpool's first team or Arsenal's first team losing to Wrexham or something like that, and it was a much better event. So I always respect the teams that take it seriously because Southampton are having a good season, but ultimately, who will remember Southampton finishing 7th? But they would remember them winning the FA Cup. United fans, you keep making fun of Pepe. Pogba hasn't done much and he costs more and has been there longer. I think that's a terrible argument to make, Zane. Terrible. Welcome to the Members Club, Primal. Thank you very much for joining. And please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. The game is about to kick off. I have got the timer ready. And it's an earlier kick-off today, but it's probably the second best game in the FA Cup this weekend after Manchester United against Liverpool, which we will obviously be covering on the United stand tomorrow late afternoon. But we're about to kick off here. I'm going to go Southampton to win 2-1, which means FA Cup holders going out. Arsenal, some people saying, don't sleep on Arsenal. Don't worry, don't sleep on Arsenal. They'll fall asleep themselves. But they're ready to go here. An interesting front four for Arsenal. Pepe, Willian, Martinelli and Nketiah. Interesting. I mean, the only player I think they're missing that's decent out of their front four is Aubameyang, because I don't rate Lacazette. 1-0 to Arsenal, says Hayder. Well, let's get some score predictions in. The game has just kicked off. Which is one player that you won't sell in a United team? Says Salah Ahmed. Bruno. The Royal Rumble. When is the Royal Rumble? Martin Courier says. I think the Royal Rumble's next weekend and then the Super Bowl's the weekend after. And I'm doing watch-alongs for both. So looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the Super Bowl watch-along. I think that's going to be a right laugh. I think Royal Rumble will be a right laugh as well, because me commentating on wrestling is something that I'm actually excited about now. But it's thanks to you lot for getting us for 300,000 subscribers. So thanks for subscribing. Big shout out to Drawty. Haven't heard him on Twitter. I hope he's doing all right. Drawty, if you're watching, we got you, bro, says Ali Ashfaq. And Zane dreaming of getting Grealish. As a Villa fan, only place I can see him going is Man United, says Cam Clark. Thanks for the super chats coming in there. Yeah, big shout out to Drawty. The graphics are absolutely fantastic, as ever. Lacazette will get more goals this season than Martial, says Amy Assi. Mate, I don't care. if he gets more goals than Martial this season, because we're finishing above you and we're in a title race and you're in a battle for 10th. People just asking for the lineups again. Southampton have gone very, very strong, but I'll start with Arsenal, who are the away side. Leno, Bellerin, Holding, Gabriel, Cedric Soares, Elneny, Xhaka, Pepe, Willian, Martinelli and Nketiah. The Southampton side is Forster, Walker-Peters, Bednarek, Stevens, Bertrand, Armstrong, Diallo, Ward-Prowse, Walcott, Ings and Adams. So definitely a stronger side for Southampton. Yeah. Welcome to the Members Club, Ryan Foran. Thanks for joining. And Southampton have got an opportunity. I mean, I'm interested to watch Danny Ings today as well. I mean, let's not forget there's this rumour about Danny Ings. Big contract on offer for Danny Ings from Southampton. Would you take Danny Ings at your club? And I think that when it comes to Danny Ings, I think any top 4 club would take Danny Ings. They probably just would sit him on the bench. And does he want better than that? Should be a goal. Ooh, Leno's out of his... cross came in and Leno just got out there first. Well done. So half a chance there for Southampton. But yeah, I'd take Danny Ings at Manchester United. I just don't think I'd start him. But you know what? This morning there's talk of bloody Josh King to United again. And, you know, this is what I mean. I keep thinking United are setting the bar high. And then you keep hearing about bloody Josh King. I mean, have we not learnt our lesson with Ighalo? You've got to have a certain quality of player. No top 4 club wants Josh King, even for the bench. You know, you're talking about Danny Ings and then you're talking about Josh King. Danny Ings is a backup striker for United. Very good. Another good cross there. Corner. Arsenal looking a bit ropey here. Southampton starting on the front foot. Good cross from Bertrand. I do like Southampton. They're easy on the eye. And not because their shorts are tight or anything like that, but their footballing style is good. I do like it. But United are going to win 2-0 tomorrow, says Alexander. I'm looking forward to that game tomorrow, but I'm actually glad I did this as a watch-along because it started off as a good game, and I think it's a game Southampton can win. I think they've started off on the front foot here, and the fact that it's Arsenal almost reserves. It's another corner here as well, I think. Very good start. The game is on BT Sports if you're in the UK. Please do share the video, by the way. We've got nearly 4,000 watching for this Saturday lunchtime FA Cup opener. The first FA Cup game of the weekend. It's the holders Arsenal at Southampton. Southampton with a really strong team out. Arsenal made a few changes. They've just hit the bar from a corner. That would have been embarrassing for Leno. And it's another corner. I don't know whether Ward-Prowse must have meant this. He sort of spun it with his right foot. Let's have a look at this back again. Yeah, he's the technique on that. Oh, it's a shame that didn't go in from Ward-Prowse. Outside of the foot, curl. He sort of it came in and came back towards the goal and hit the crossbar. I think it would have gone in. Techers from Ward-Prowse. That's Techers. I like that. I like that. Another corner anyway for Southampton. And Arsenal get it clear this time. But a good start from Southampton, this. And Leno grabs that one. A nice early goal for either side would be good in this game. Opinions on Man United not selling Pogba, says Imad Hussein. Well, I spoke about Paul Pogba this morning on the United Stand morning show, so I don't really want to dwell on that too much. But suffice to say, he's clearly not going to do anything until the summer, is he? Mark, are you worried about player burnout for our squad if Ollie doesn't rotate in the cup? Says Salah Ahmed. 100%. Yeah, I think we do need to rotate tomorrow. There's also people who need game time because, you know, imagine against Sheffield United, Pogba pulls his hamstring and Bruno gets sent off. And then against Arsenal, you've got to play Van der Beek, and you've not given him any game time for 3 weeks. So he's got to give him some game time. When's the next career mode, Mark? Says Jack Rose. I don't know, mate. Definitely Monday. I don't know whether I'll get one in before then, because just thinking about timings, obviously it's United tomorrow, which will take up a lot of my day. So probably Monday about 3:30, to be honest with you. Do you think Kane will sign for City, Roddy Simpson? I don't know, because I think a lot of people probably want anticipation transfers before the summer, and the reality is this summer's going to be so different from last summer. Hopefully the world will be coming out of this COVID crisis, which means fans back in the ground, which means revenues go back up. But I think clubs will be cautious as well in case there is another variant or wave and, you're back to not having fans in the ground. Football cannot have fans in the ground unless, COVID is basically under control, and we're not at that stage yet. So on top of that, you've got footballing reasons like the fact that Spurs under Mourinho, if they could, Spurs under Mourinho, are they that far off being in a title race? Not really. If they didn't keep giving away winning leads, they'd be up at the top of the league with Man United and City. So, is that not what Harry Kane, the Spurs fan, wants? So I'm not so sure that Harry Kane leaving Spurs is what he wants to do. Southampton are oppressive at the moment. They're pushing Arsenal back, and that's going to be a foul. Cross came in from Bertrand, and it's a push on El Nini by Armstrong. Looked a bit soft, but there you go. His arm was a bit strong on the back of El Nini from Armstrong. It's not very good. I've done better. Gaz Elliott says Jose's an awful manager. I don't know. I mean, what's your perception of Jose? I want to get through a few topics during this game today as well, because it's a good game, but it's definitely one of those you can get through a few topics as well. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everybody's welcome on this channel. That's football. Doesn't matter who you support. It's all about the chat and the banter. The jury's out with Mourinho for me. I mean, I think that looking at what happened to him at the end of Chelsea, he'd run his course. He came to United, he was past his sell-by date. He was a bit of an archaic manager who tried to run on old regimes. You look at the way he treated Martial and Shaw, and they blossomed when he'd left because he's a manager that plays a hard line, and it works with some players but not an entire team. I think he's adapted and changed. I think the assistant coach he brought in from Lille has helped, and at times I think Spurs have played really good football. But even I, as a non-Spurs fan, have been quite frustrated by Spurs this season because you see them, play really scintillating football. They go 1-0 up and then they sit back and you just think, well, that's the old Mourinho. And I think he has improved from United. He's changed his philosophy a little bit. He needs to take that next step and change it permanently. But he always seems to wander back to this defensive style of play. And I think that's something that would frustrate me. Big game on Thursday. We're going to do a watch along for that one as well. Liverpool against Spurs. That's a huge game. It's a huge game for both teams. Really is. Welcome to the members club, Imad Hussein. Arsenal just passing it around the back four at the moment for anybody who's wondering what is going on in that sense. But let me just tell you this. In relation to the Premier League at the moment, Spurs have got 33 points and they've played 18 games. And got a corner for Arsenal here. 33 games Spurs have played, 33 points, 18 games. Liverpool have got 34 points and have played a game more. So Spurs could, if they played their game in hand, they would actually be above Liverpool if they won it. So it's a massive game on Thursday, and Liverpool, it's amazing how things have changed very, very quickly for Liverpool, because I thought they'd done really well to hang in there. And then they seem to establish themselves as in a title race. And then suddenly, bang, it's changed really quickly. And I think Liverpool still are in a title race, but they're going to have to get a win against Spurs next Thursday. Otherwise, Man City on the horizon, pressure, heads start to drop. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Here's Walcott against his old club. And it's a throw into Arsenal, I think. Zane says that Jose never lost his mojo. The United team under him was snowflake. Well, the thing about that, Zane, is that the evidence isn't all pointing towards Manchester United, is it? It's that last few months at Chelsea that just continued at United, really. Are you going to do a watch along for Everton versus Leicester midweek? I can't remember who asked that. Sam Spicer. You got me intrigued there. I would like to do that. But I can't, because they're kicking off at the same time as Manchester United versus Sheffield United. So that's why I'm not doing that. So I'm doing Arsenal Southampton here on Tuesday night, Man United Sheffield United on the United Stand Wednesday night, and then we'll do Liverpool Spurs on here on Thursday night. But Arsenal on the attack here. Here's Martinelli. Look, best player in the world, blocked. Apparently Martinelli's the best player in the world. Let me give you a little bit of background on Martinelli, because he is the best player in the world, elect, apparently. 19 years of age. He'll be 20 in 5 months' time. Best player in the world. I mean, he's got time on his side, hasn't he? He needs to stop getting injured. You know, I always say this about young players. I've said it about Greenwood and Rashford. They can be anything they want to be, but if they get injury prone, then you know it's not going to happen, is it? Why is he always getting injured, Zane? Chelsea players down tools. Keane and Vieira would never have done that. Chelsea players have got a history of downing tools, unfortunately, haven't they? I think that they've sort of down tools for Lampard. I think that's a massive game against Wolves on the midweek. Anyway, Willian on the right-hand side. Whip it. Cross it. Oh, Martinelli makes a mistake. Oh, who was that? Was that Xhaka? Cedric. Cedric shoots over the bar. But this is if Martinelli's the best player in the world, Zane, then he needs to be attacking the back post here, because that's exactly where Willian's going to whip it. He needs to get in front of his man on that back post. His run is all wrong there from Martinelli. Who is Willian Jose? I don't know who he is, Tornado. I thought Willian from Arsenal had gone to Wolves, not this Willian Jose. Jonathan Farr says, if you leave the United stand, would you join the City stand? Well, imagine if that did happen in the fan channel media. Like, Goldbridge has gone to AFTV for 20 million, and as part of the deal, DT's gone to work in McDonald's for free. I'm only joking. He'll laugh at that. He probably likes a McDonald's. United stand are in talks with Paul from the Red Men TV. We'd never get a Scouser in. That wouldn't go well. Here's Arsenal. It's funny actually. Today I got sent a clip of some little podcast that is, I can't remember what the name of the podcast was. I'm really sorry. I would shout it out if it was anything I'd ever heard of before. And they had an ex-United player on the podcast, and they were talking about social media. And he's like, there are some social media YouTube channels are all right, but you know, some of them, and I think we all know who we're talking about, the United stand. It's disgusting, you know, hate is too strong a word, and to say that you hate the manager like they did is a joke. And you know, I got sent this clip and I was like, oh my god, this is typical ex-players. They don't do their research. Like, he's talking about something. He's not talking. I know exactly what he's talking about, and I know somebody did say quite recently that they hate the manager, but never on the United stand. That would never wash. But it's this ridiculous agenda that this is what I was talking about on my video on Mark Goldbridge. The absolute pelters we take from these bitter, jealous cowards is unbelievable. If you've got something to say to me or anybody on the United stand as somebody in the media or an ex-player, you know what? It's very easy to contact me. We'll have you on the United stand and you can spout your shit and you'll get sat down. Unbelievable. They gob off about the United stand and try and attach us to other things because they're terrified of it. They're absolutely terrified of it. If you know, anybody who watches the United stand, anybody who knows me, reasonable, respectful, manners, I will speak to anybody in a conversation, but I will also not sit back and be quiet about this nonsense anymore that people keep spreading crap about as being the negative stand or saying stuff about Ollie that we hate him. It didn't happen on our channel. Would not happen on our channel. It's a joke. And I've sort of forgot the point I was making now. Southampton have had a good chance there. And but now it's Arsenal for, I think it was Shea Adams, wasn't it? Oh, Martinelli. Martinelli, Zane. There he is. Best striker in the world. One-on-one. Timo Werner would be proud of that. Clip it for Zane. Little dinky ball from Arsenal. Martinelli beats the offside trap. One-on-one. Oh my God. It's like your nan trying to finish it. Unbelievable. It's like a seal clapping a poppadom. It was just a mess. An absolute mess. I'm trying to wait for Zane to come in here. Hashtag what a prat Zane Martinelli. He probably will score, but he should have scored. I'm tweeting something for you, Zane. Nice ball into Ings. Oh, Ings still got it. Go wide, go wide, go wide. Walker-Peters. Walcott. I tell you what, Walcott's one of the most frustrating players I've ever watched. I've seen him a few times this season. He's so bloody selfish and frustrating. No wonder he never made it. He's still living off that bloody fleet. You know, it's like Ryanair get a free flight. He got that at 17. He got a free flight to the World Cup to be basically he was one of them. What's it called? Not a ball boy. What do they call him? Mascot. He got a free flight to the 2002 World Cup to be England's mascot. He was 17 years of age. Nobody bloody heard of him. Theo Walcott got a free flight to the World Cup in 2002 and to be England's mascot. Never played a minute, and he's been living off it ever since. His final ball is a joke. He could be a really good player, and I remember I used to put Theo Walcott in my fantasy Premier League sometimes when he was an Arsenal player, and he'd score a hat-trick. But he's so bloody selfish. Mark Arteta is focusing on the Premier League, says Zawu. Yeah. Can't fault him, really, Let's not focus on the FA Cup that no one cares about. Let's focus on the league where we're 10th and we've got absolutely no chance of getting top 4. Oh, Ryan Armstrong's comparing Rashford and Walcott. For me, Marcus Rashford's levels ahead of Walcott. Levels ahead. I think Walcott's more like a Iwobi, someone like that. Definitely talented, but frustrating final ball. Good run by Martinelli there. It's actually starting to break down into a more equal game here now. Do you ever listen to Simon Jordan on TalkSport? Jimmy Clearwater? No, I don't, because to be honest with you, I don't know whether you've ever called TalkSport, but the reality is, well, you don't even need to call them up, do you? But I think they go for certain callers who are gonna. They pick and choose their callers, don't they? And their topics are ridiculous. Like, all they're interested in is creating a drama. So it literally will be. I wouldn't be surprised this week if United lose to Sheffield United. Should Solskjaer be sacked? They'll probably be talking about that on Wednesday night. So I don't listen to it, but I do get told about it. And didn't he talk about? I mean, he's talked a load of crap. To be honest, his comments on fan channels a year ago led to people getting attacked. I firmly believe that, because it was, it just caused a lot of toxicity. And I think TalkSport were irresponsible in relation to that. But it's one person's individual thing, and of course TalkSport would quite rightly say, it doesn't reflect us, but it does when it's on your platform. I've experienced that with people on the United stand, whether it's a fan cam. But I did hear this week that he'd said that Lampard will be more successful than Solskjaer. Well, if he gets it right, I want the lottery numbers, because it's a total guess. There's no theory to that. There's no theory. It's like me saying Martinelli's going to be a better player than Messi. It might happen. We might have to wait for years for it to happen, but there's no logic to it. It's just a guess. It's a controversial topic to be controversial. I can do that. I can pluck one out my arse right now. Let me think of something ridiculously controversial that I can stick by that you can't disprove but is idiotic. So Arsenal are going to win the league before Liverpool do. Oh, click that. Arsenal, I'm absolutely convinced that Arsenal will win the Premier League before Liverpool do. Now, obviously, they're not going to win it this year, but neither is Liverpool. Arsenal will definitely win the league before Liverpool do, and Arteta's a better coach than Klopp. Arsenal fans are going to be in the live comments now going, I knew Goldbridge knew ball. I knew it, but I'm actually taking the piss. I'm joking. I'm making this up. I'm just coming up with a topic that Simon Jordan would probably come up with, because you can't disprove it, even though it's a stupid comment, because Arsenal might win the league before Liverpool, because it might happen in 10 years' time. But reality is, Liverpool are a much better team than Arsenal. But this is it. This is how you do it. This is how you create a controversial opinion that nobody can actually tell you you're wrong, because there's no finish line. But it's a ridiculous thing to say. So saying Lampard will be more successful than Solskjaer, well, look, he probably should be, to be honest, shouldn't he? He's definitely got the better board behind him in relation to backing, but Solskjaer's already shown he's a better coach than Lampard in relation to what he's achieved this season. It's, Chelsea should be the team who are top of the league, and United should be the team struggling when you look at the summers they had. But so does that not show who the better coach is? As much as I like Lampard and I would like him to stay in the job. But this game is going end to end. It's quite an interesting game, the first 20 minutes so far. Good topics flying in as well. Good topics. Thank you very much for everybody who's chucking these ideas in. I'm quite enjoying it. But Southampton just passing it about a bit here. I think they would have liked to have a few more chances. It's a bit more of an equal game than you would expect from the fact that Southampton have put a stronger team out than Arsenal. But I suppose whatever the game is, Arsenal will always be favourites, won't they, because of this thing? And I think that's a very interesting point as well. If I said to you, who are the 4 biggest clubs in England? Arsenal would always be there. Who are the top 6 clubs in England? Arsenal are always there. But they're doing it off reputation. If you actually look at their ability over recent 2 or 3 years, Arsenal are not a top 4 side. They're not even a top 6 side. But they are there because of the size of the club. So I think sometimes you do play the reputation. I think if this was Arsenal against Southampton reserves, then you'd fully expect Arsenal to win. But it's not. It's Southampton first team against Arsenal backup players, and at the moment it's an equal game. Who's the daddy, Klopp? Says Sam Spicer. Put all reserves in for everyone for the Liverpool game. Screw the FA Cup and focus on the league, says Red Baron. For me, as long as Diallo's on the bench and Van der Beek starts, I don't think he can pick a bad team tomorrow. Opinions on Cherry Bakewell's, Mark, says Tom Curtis. Brilliant. Absolutely love them. And the best place to get them from is actually Bakewell, which is in Derbyshire, and that's where they're invented. Very, very nice. And if you go in there, you may as well go to Chatsworth House, which is a nice place as well. Here's Danny Ings. Terrible. Absolutely terrible by Danny Ings. Lays it off to Ward-Prowse, though. Walker-Peters into the box, up against his man. It's a lovely cross, and it's in! It's a goal for Southampton! I think it's an OG for Gabriel. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. He's put it in his own back net, and it's a goal for Southampton. I think it goes in off Gabriel. I'm pretty sure. But Bellerin's not happy, and it's 1-0 to Southampton. Walker-Peters, let's have a watch back. Comes to Ings on the edge of the box. It's a bad pass, but Ward-Prowse makes it a good pass. Puts it to Walker-Peters. Cross comes in. It's a good low cross. And it's Gabriel. Dreams can come true. Look at me, babe, I'm with you. You know you got to have dreams. You know they got to come true. 1-0. 1-0. And Gabriel with the OG. Another goal for Gabriel. And it's 1-0. You know what I'm tweeting. Great finish by Gabriel. 1-0. Number 1. It's probably the first number 1 Gabriel ever had. Although she probably did get number 1 with Dreams. 1-0. Anyway. It's just too easy. It's just too easy to do that. Score 1-0. Let's change it. And that's good. We wanted an early-ish sort of goal in this game. And Southampton have gone strong. And Southampton have got the lead. Dangerous cross. Not great defending by Gabriel, though, was it, really? Get back to your singing career, love. But a good cross by Walker-Peters, definitely. Arsenal need to be careful here, though, because Southampton, now they're 1-0 up. Look at Walcott again. He's trash. Take Walcott off. Where's Nathan Redmond? Is he injured? Get Walcott off for anybody. He's absolute crap. And the dangerous thing about Walcott is he probably thinks he's the best Southampton player. He's useless. And with that man bun, he looks like a Poundland Gareth Bale, and he plays like one. Do you rate Walker-Peters, says Sheila? I think he's I think he's... Here we go. Let me just watch the cross. No. That's crap by Gabriel. He doesn't need to do that. Nah, that's poor defending by Gabriel. Poor defending. If you're going to put your foot out, get a firm foot on it. And he doesn't. Please subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Arsenal heading out of the cup at the moment. Southampton. You know, I don't know. I don't know. Should Arsenal have gone a little bit stronger here? Should he have gone with a stronger team? You're the holders of the cup. You're having a crap season. I think it's dangerous for Arteta because if they get knocked out of the Europa League early, then they're mid-table and you're out the FA Cup. What are you hanging on for? What's your angle here? You know, if you're still in the FA Cup, you know the FA Cup final can't be played until the end of the season. So you've always got that to fall back on. If you get knocked out of the FA Cup and then you get knocked out of the Europa League, you're in trouble. Do you think Spurs will be too disciplined for Liverpool? Says Vikram. I think it's going to be a good game. I'm looking forward to that. Is Walker Peters top 5 right back in the league? Says Dan Blam. I don't know. I don't know about that one. For me, the top 5 right backs in the league are obviously Trent. Who would you have as the top 5? We did this the other day. I always forget about these sort of things. I don't rate Aurier. I think Wan-Bissaka probably would be in there, although he's not playing very well at the moment. Would you not put Semedo in there from Wolves as well? I don't know. You can definitely make a comment. Good play by Ings. Oh, if it had slipped Walcott in there, that could have been a one-on-one. But there is another run for Walker Peters. He's getting forward a lot. Zaru says, what does Gabriel and Jones have in common? You know what? I actually would have took Gabriel. Ings! Oh, good deflection. It'll go for a corner. Southampton are pressing forward here at the moment. You've got to say Arsenal are in trouble. Stretch. That would have been a very soft penalty on Willian, but I'm pretty sure if I was an Arsenal fan, I would want it. I'd want that penalty on Willian, you know. Europa League dream is gone, says Joshua Buckley. Gary Neville's not the best right back in the Premier League, is he? He hasn't played for about 20 years. 12 years. Please subscribe, by the way, bottom right-hand corner. Everyone's welcome on this channel, as you know. Who's winning NFL this year? Also, thanks for getting me through tough times, says Ivan Manuel. Well, I don't know whether I want the Buccaneers to win. I know they're underneath, they're the 4th favourites, but, you know, I do like Tom Brady, but I don't like the Glazers, so... But maybe if they won the Super Bowl, they might focus more on United, but they're the 4th favourites. I think the Chiefs are probably the favourites, aren't they? I am going to do a watch-along for the Super Bowl final, by the way. Yeah, I'm going to watch both of those tomorrow night as well. I would have done watch-alongs for the semis as well, but they're not actually called the semis, I know. But Matty Cash is very good, Charlie the footballer. Very, very good. That's an interesting one from Hamoud. Do you think Wenger, if Arteta or Lampard get sacked, could do a short-term job? I don't know whether Wenger wants to play football, manage anymore. Does he? Tell you what, you've just got me thinking about something. Well, 2 things actually. Wenger is 71, so he could still manage, considering Roy Hodgson's 73, so he could still do a job. I also just wanted to have a quick look at the Europa League draw. That's a crap cross by Arsenal. So Europa League kicks off on Thursday the 18th of February, and Man United are playing Real Sociedad at 5-6. God, that's a real bring you back down to earth. When you're playing at 5-6 on a Thursday, you know you're in a crap competition, don't you? Spurs are playing Wolfsburg. That'll be interesting, but it's not the German Wolfsburg, is it? I don't think. Or is it? I don't think it is. I think it's an Austrian one, isn't it? Arsenal have got Benfica, so I don't think it's set in stone that Arsenal are going to go through. And you look at the teams in that tournament, I think in the next round it will be Rangers, Villarreal, Hoffenheim, Napoli, Shakhtar Donetsk, Lille or Ajax, Tottenham, Kiev, Real Sociedad or United, Milan, Leicester. I think it's a tough tournament to win. I think if Arsenal are putting all their eggs into the Europa League basket, they're going to end up scrambled. Be very, very difficult, I think. Yeah. Top 3 defences other than City, they're number 1 so far, says Kuchi, Mane. It's probably Spurs have got the best defence, haven't they? Thoughts on how the rest of Liverpool season will go, says Luke Bridgman. Look, I think Liverpool when they play, I know they haven't got Gomez and Van Dijk, and that makes a big difference. But I've seen Liverpool play without Van Dijk and Gomez this season and play superbly. I remember when they played against Leicester and Wolves before Christmas, and they just absolutely dominated them. The problem with Liverpool at the moment is they look tired. Their pressing game is statistically disappeared. If they can get the energy levels back at Liverpool and swarm teams, they'll become a good team again. I'm absolutely convinced they'll finish in the top 4. I'm not overly. I wouldn't be overly surprised if they still won the league, because we're only halfway through and it's only 6 points. So I think Liverpool-Man City is a massive game, but I think Spurs-Liverpool is a massive game on Thursday. So Liverpool can definitely get back into it. Their players are good enough. So yeah, I think that will happen. But it's interesting when you talk about the FA Cup, and if Arsenal were to go out of the FA Cup, I do think they've made a mistake by not putting out a stronger team, because how can Arteta say that the league is the priority when in less than a month you're going to be playing Thursday, Sunday, which you have to choose. You can't play Thursday, Sunday. Like, if he wants to catch up in the Premier League, he can't take the Europa League seriously. If he wants to win the Europa League, he's going to have to forfeit the league. Man United have got this issue. We can't play the same team Thursday, Sunday for the next 12 weeks. We just can't do it. And neither can Arsenal. So it's weird that he hasn't prioritised the FA Cup, because the FA Cup would almost be, it's the Arsenal Cup, isn't it? They've won it more than anybody. They're the holders of it. I think Arsenal should have gone with a strong team today, because you can just keep that on the back burner and it's always a weekend game. Whereas the League and the Europa League, you can't do both. You can't do both. You can't. And I think the Europa League this year is going to be really difficult, because there's a lot of teams around the same level. So I think that everyone will think they've got a chance of winning it, which makes it harder. If there was like Barcelona in it, or a really good side, or Bayern Munich, everyone would be like, we haven't got much chance. But I think everyone thinks they have. Oh, Ings. Lay it off to... What's he doing, Ings, here? He's overthinking things. Ings is overthinking things. Corner. Could we have dominated Champions League given current form? I think it's a shame United didn't get through in the Champions League. Yeah, but we're out, so can't say anything about that. But yeah, I think Arsenal should have gone with a stronger team. I don't know what anybody else thinks. A very big risk for Arsenal to think they can win the Europa League. I'm not saying they can't, but it's very competitive. And as I said, I think you've almost got to choose between the Europa League and especially when you're playing catch-up in the Premier League like Arsenal are. They're going to have to go on an amazing run. Cross comes in. Ings. Oh, I thought he'd headed that well, but it goes wide. Who's your favourite Saints player, says Jez, used to play? Ward-Prowse, really. Really watery eyes at the moment. I've had it for about over a week. Arsenal fans have it all the time. Permanent watery eyes. I am doing the Royal Rumble next week. It's next week, isn't it? It better not be this week, because I wouldn't be doing it. So I'll watch the McGregor fight in the morning when I wake up, to be honest with you. I'm not getting up at 5 a.m. to watch an 8-minute fight. Can you shout out Can you shout out my mate Oscar? Says Connor Anderson. It's snowing in North Wales, says Huey. We had a bit of snow here last night. Apparently we might have a bit more tomorrow, but yeah, we had a little bit. If you check my Instagram, at Goldbridge Mark. Oh, Willian switched the play. Look at Cedric. Oh, he's an idiot. Pepe shoots, blocked. I tell you what, Willian, if he switches the play to Cedric there, Cedric's in. And now it's gone for a goal kick. That was a big chance. I'm doing well, Gushen. How are you doing? We've got 10 minutes to go to half time. It's Donny van der Beek, Solskjaer, Schweinsteiger, says Andrew Bruce. Well, no, I don't think so, because you can literally flip their ages. Wasn't Schweinsteiger like 32 when we got him, and Van der Beek's 23? So one was very much an end of career move, wasn't it? And Van der Beek's got the future ahead of him. So no, I don't think so. I don't think so. Good morning from Barbados, says Bangham. Bangham, that is right, yeah. So Gabriel scored for Arsenal from a cross from Walker-Peters. It was a lovely finish. It was just at the wrong end. That's what she said. And Rice watches your career mode, says Ant-Man. And why do Arsenal say the wrong stuff, says Benjamin. And good morning from Sweden, says Razzie. I bet it's snowing there. It's always snowing in Scandinavia, isn't it? I bet that's a myth. I bet it doesn't snow that much. Or does it? I don't know. I do not know. Is there any Arsenal players you'd take for United, says Swagman? Well, yeah, of course. I mean, I wouldn't. Of course, I would take Aubameyang. I mean, I know he's not been on fire this season, but you know, neither's Martial, and I wouldn't compare Martial to Aubameyang, so I would take Aubameyang. Xhaka's a younger player that I like, and that's probably it. I wasn't opposed to taking that Gabriel. I've got no problem with Arsenal buying that Gabriel. I would have bought him for United in the summer. Looking at him, I think he's a good player. You can never judge a player on how they do for a certain club. Oh, can you do me a favour? One of them cotton wool, please. Just in a bit of water, thanks. You know, I would take Saka and I would take Aubameyang, and I probably would take Gabriel because I think, you know, I'd take Werner from Chelsea just because he's a flop at Chelsea. I don't think he'd be a flop at Liverpool. I don't think he'd be a flop at United. It's just the circumstances and your surroundings and the different pressures. I think that Gabriel actually is quite a decent centre back, and he's exactly what United need. He's left-footed. He's quick. He's tall. So I think he would be very interesting. They're in trouble here, Arsenal. Oh no, they're going to get rid of it. North of Sweden, it does, says United is life. And can you invite Thogdan and Thogden, says Drew. And Gabriel is average, says Vixter123. And favourite sport besides football, says Curtis Carberry. What's your favourite sport beside football? I get asked all these questions, but you know, I've got loads of people in the live comments that I'm very interested to see what sports you like. I saw that Ericsson wants to come to Leicester but wants 300k in wages, but the thing is, do we need him? Because I would have what do you thought, said Mad Jason. I don't think Leicester need Ericsson, do they? I mean, where would you fit him in? You can't change your midfield three of Maddison, Tielemans and Didi. You've got Harvey Barnes off the left. Obviously Vardy when he's fit. And the right-hand side, you want a bit of balance there. Lovely ball through to Walcott there. Look at the back post. Look at Walker-Peters. He's not looking. He's not looking again. He's useless. He's got the final ball of a corpse, Walcott. Just look, when he gets this now, he's Walker-Peters now. No, I'm gonna have 5 touches when 2 will do. I would hate to play with Walcott in a bloody pub team, let alone Premier League football. He never gets his head up. A lot of people saying baseball. Just saw your video on the other channel. Top guy, keep it up, says Alex Baldrick. Thanks for the super chat, Alex. You can do that through the $sign. A lot of people saying NBA. Some people saying cricket, darts, UFC or boxing, and why, says Mokazeta. I prefer boxing, to be honest, because I grew up watching boxing, and obviously the other one is quite a modern phenomenon. But I do like it. I'm just more into boxing, so... What's my favourite sport after football? The one I probably watch the most, amazingly, is probably snooker. Most consistently, yeah. Just because I find it quite relaxing and there's a lot of it on the telly. So I just like to watch it, yeah. Rest in peace, Larry King, apparently. Don't know whether that's true. It is. Television legend, 1933 to 2021. Piers Morgan's just said it 6 minutes ago. 87. Hi Mark, love the FIFA content. Who would you like to do a career mode with after your current one? That's from Travis Collier. I don't know. I'll probably be driven by you lot on that one. But if you couldn't take Danny Ings from Southampton, would you take Vestergaard, as he's solid at the back and great in the air? He has about 5 goals. No, Harrison Dunn, I wouldn't, because you're putting another centre back who's very similar to Harry Maguire together. I want a centre back pairing that's complements each other. Anyway, Ward-Prowse has got the opportunity to whip a cross in just before half-time here. It's a free kick. Probably one of the best dead ball specialists in the Premier League, Ward-Prowse. Is he not? I would argue that he is. Some would say that he's not, and then we would have a debate about it. Walcott will score. I hope he does. He's gone for goal there, Ward-Prowse. Backed himself. Would you have any Arsenal players in the United squad, says Lonely Bystander? I've already said I'd take Xhaka, and I would take Aubameyang, and I would probably take Gabriel. I do see a potential for him as well. Do you think United's treatment of Donny will affect future transfers from Ajax? Players thinking twice before coming to us, says Joel C. I don't, actually, because I think that Van der Sar spoke about it this week and basically said, it's difficult. It's difficult to get into a United side. So he didn't sound like somebody who was particularly angry about it. Although you never know what's going on in private, do you? So I don't know. Oh, thanks. That's nice, actually. I might just put it on there for a bit. Oh yes, I'm a pirate. It's quite nice, that is. A warm compress on my eye, which is hurting. Do you hear what I'm saying? Gotta say how I feel, 'cause I know you want, and I know that you're real. Oh God, it's funny, isn't it? It's almost a tribute to Gabriel, really. This is really weird, because I actually have got a sore eye and I wanted a compress to put on it, but now I actually am Gabriel, who's the scorer of this game. Dreams can come true, look at me, babe, I'm with you. I just realized I haven't done that on purpose. It would be absolutely... it would be really good, a really good prop for a comedy, but I haven't done it for that reason, to be honest. So we're nearly at half time here. We're going to be playing either or at half time, of course. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Southampton are winning 1-0 here. Just put that down over there for a moment. A lot of people saying rest in peace, Larry King. I've got to say, not really my thing. I know who he is, but obviously it's an American talk show host. A legend, really. So, but obviously always very sad when those things happen. When anybody dies, really, unless it's somebody evil, in which case it's not sad, is it? Because they're evil and they don't deserve to live, in my opinion. Although some people would say everybody does deserve to live, but if you've seen real evil, I don't think you would agree. I don't think you would agree. I'm not talking about somebody who, goes in the fridge and drinks your last beer. I'm talking horrific things. Anyway, we don't need to talk about that. Apple pies or apple crumble? Ooh, Lamille, that's probably the best question yet. This is not a Premier League game. This is an FA Cup game, and it's half time, so we can stop the clock, Matthew. And I've gone on the wrong thing. What have I done there? Well, I will have stopped the clock. No, I haven't stopped the clock. What have you done? It's already running. There it is. Stop the clock. So yes, it's 1-0 at half time. And it's 1-0 to Southampton, who have put a stronger team out and are benefiting because of that. I think that Arsenal have gone into this game, I think they've almost put up the white flag. I've got to be honest. I didn't say it at the start of the game, but I did feel that I did expect Southampton to go a little bit weaker, but actually when you look at it, Southampton don't have Europa League games. They don't have Europe. So why would they not go strong? And I've said this before, Southampton are having a very good season, but in all honesty, Southampton probably won't finish in the top 6. So will their fans remember finishing 7th, or will they remember winning the FA Cup? And I think Southampton are absolutely right to try and win the FA Cup and go strong. Arsenal have chosen not to do that, and I think it's a funny one. I don't know why they haven't done that, because I don't see Arsenal getting anywhere near the top 4, probably not the top 6. I don't see Arsenal winning the Europa League, and this is a manager that a month ago was under a lot of pressure. So I just think, why would you not put a stronger team out against Southampton when you're playing Southampton on Tuesday? It's ridiculous. Southampton have put a strong team out and you're playing them on Tuesday. So why would you not put a strong team out when you're playing the team on Tuesday? There's not going to be any advantage, is there, on fitness levels? They've not put a strong team out. So I think that in the way this is going at the moment, Arsenal have basically forfeited a cup that's been very good for them. It made them relevant last year. So, you can't pick and choose, and I think they've made a bad choice here. Can we appreciate United that we signed a head of rehabilitation and physio in the summer? Think the reason behind good fitness of the squad, says Rakamar. Hey Mark, love from Australia. Good to see Matt Ryan staying in the Premier League. Just a shame he joined Arsenal from a Spurs fan, says Big Michael. He probably won't get to play that often though, will he really? Let's play a bit of either or. Partey or Fred, says Kazim. Well, you know what? I think Fred's massively underrated in this country. And as of this moment, if you're asking me whether I'd want Fred or Partey, I would have Fred. Thomas Partey, definitely a good player, but he's not performed, obviously because of injury, for Arsenal enough at the moment. I mean, what's wrong with Thomas Partey? How long is he out injured for? Dominic Harry says, rotation, Mark. We have time to get back in the game anyway. Well, rotation's smotation. What's rotation if you go out? So I don't necessarily agree with that. You can get back into this game, but you do not look like you are going to get back into this game. In fact, if anyone's going to score, it looks like it's going to be Southampton to me again. So I'm just going to tell you how long Thomas Partey is out for, because I'm on the treatment room. Apparently he's not even injured, Partey. Aubameyang is okay. Ceballos has got a tight calf muscle, but apparently he is not injured, Thomas Partey. So there you go. He's on the bench today, Thomas Partey. There you go then. So we might see him in the second half. And I do like Partey though. And look, I think it was a very good signing for Arsenal to get Partey. And I do rate Gabriel. I know he scored for Southampton today, but I do rate Gabriel. I just think he's still adjusting to life in the Premier League, and he may never adjust, I suppose. Robertson or Davies? And we're talking Alphonso Davies, I presume here, Ryan Crowder. I think Andy Robertson's the best left back in the world at the moment, and I've said that a few times, so I'll say it again for you. That's my opinion. That's what you asked for. Arsenal losing, no surprise there, says Keenan. Aston Expressway or the M6 toll, says Tom Perry. I always try and use the toll, really, because it's just quicker. Yeah. Where can I buy that Risk bling, mate, says Liam Moore. Well, you can just buy yourself a cross and then wrap it around your wrist. That's what I did. This is a neck chain that I've turned into a wrist chain. That's the sort of thing I do, unorthodox. I'll turn something that's been done one way into... It's sort of what I did with the United stand, really. I saw the mainstream media and how they discussed football, and I thought that's not a good way of doing it. Let's do it different, which is what we do. So please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everybody's welcome on this channel. It's That's Football, which means any football fan is welcome. Weetabix or Shreddies? Definitely Shreddies, Timothy Gordon, definitely. Fate or Greenwood says, don't know, one don't know. I don't really watch La Liga, so I don't really know. I know Fate gets mentioned a lot enough, but I don't really know on that one. Heard about De Bruyne and Jamie Vardy injuries. Your thoughts, says Marky. I think that Leicester need a striker. Who's going to play up front for Leicester now? Is it still Iheanacho? Because they're going to miss Vardy big time. And I think Leicester will probably start dropping some points now, which is a shame because they've been ridiculously good. But I think Vardy is so important to their system. And I don't think they've got anybody who can step in and do it, to be honest with you. De Gea or Leno, says Brody Boy. Definitely De Gea. I know Leno is rated, but every time I watch Arsenal, which is not a lot, he always looks a bit dodgy. So, and Arsenal fans might say that about De Gea, but this season De Gea has been fantastic, and he's a big reason we are where we are. We're not letting in silly goals really in relation to the goalkeeper. So I think De Gea's back to getting back towards his best. Keane or Gattuso? I did like Gattuso, and I think he would have been a good replacement for Keane at one point, Matic FC, but Roy Keane was a level above, I'm afraid. Xhaka or Matic, says Mohammed Ramadan. It'd be close now. It would be close now, but Matic has always been better than Xhaka. I mean, Xhaka's just... I don't rate Xhaka that much, really. Dan James or Greenwood? Well, you're having a laugh. I'm not even going to answer that one. Shaw or Chilwell? That's a disgrace, Ollie E. I mean, I said Chilwell. I didn't rate Chilwell at Leicester, so just because he's gone to Chelsea, it's not even a Chelsea United thing. Luke Shaw is way better than Chilwell. I've always said about Chilwell, going forward, very good. Defensively, he's no better than a Championship left back. You know, name me any Championship left back, and they're probably better defensively than Chilwell. He's always been a suspect left back. Speak to Leicester fans; they'll tell you they were over the moon when they got 50 million for Chilwell, because they're like, yeah, he's good going forward, but he's awful at the back. That's why we need Rodgers, as Arteta is not good enough. If we get a proper manager, we can finish higher than United. And about £1 billion. Hey Mark, I'm an Arsenal fan. I will say this: rebuild does take time, but it's about progression, and we just need signings, says Manraj. Yeah, look, I remember saying it a month ago that I don't think that it would have been right to sack Arteta. I said it about Solskjaer when we got knocked out by Leipzig. There was a lot of United fans saying Ollie out, and I said there's no point, do it at the end of the season. And I would say the same with Lampard as well. I think that Lampard at Chelsea, give him till the end of the season. I don't think that these mid-season sackings really do work that well. We did it with Mourinho, and we got an interim in, and now we've got him as a full-time manager. But I just think with Chelsea and Arsenal and Man United, there was definite reasons why all four clubs needed to wait until May. With Chelsea, because there's so many players that have gone in there, and I think in the first year Lampard showed great potential, so it would be a shame to give him all those players and then not see if he can, sort it out. I must admit it's not looking great for him. And I think with Arsenal, it's a massive job, like the person just there said. Massive job at Arsenal. They do need players. They do need to get rid of some players as well. So I would agree with that. And what else? Manchester United. Yeah, I mean, look, you've got to give Ollie till the end of the season, I think. So there you go. Bloody thing. Try and put the heating on because I'm cold. Come on. You can do it on your phone. With Hive, you can heat your home from your phone, which is good. Portsmouth career mode, Mark. Loving the stream, says Showerhead. And Indiana Jones or James Bond? Definitely James Bond for me. Definitely James Bond. Darts or snooker, says Harry Brewer. I would say snooker for me. And Digne or Shaw? At the moment, Luke Shaw. I do rate Digne, and I think that's credit to Luke Shaw, because I do rate Digne. How are you, Mark? Please reply, says Ragaf. I'm very well. Hope everyone else is doing well at the moment as well. I am going to be doing a Royal Rumble watch along on this channel, so subscribe bottom right-hand corner. I think that's next weekend, isn't it? Is it a Sunday night next week? Let me know, because the only reason I'm doing it is because we said a week ago if we got 300,000 subscribers before the Royal Rumble, we would do a watch-along. So we're going to do that. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner for that. And Dembele or Sancho, definitely Sancho, don't know. And Fred or Henderson, says NB. Well, that's where I would go with Jordan Henderson. I think Jordan Henderson has improved massively over the last few years. So, and I think he's massively. I think Liverpool missed him on Thursday night, didn't they? So, very, very important player for Liverpool. And have you heard of the darts player Mark Dudbridge? Never heard of him. It must be made up because I've never heard of him. And really looking forward to the Royal Rumble. It's happening on Sunday the 31st. I always used to love the Royal Rumble as a kid, so I'm quite looking forward to do that. But I bet that won't actually be on until about 2 or 3 in the morning, will it either? I'll be knackered by that time. Really will. Yeah, I remember I used to watch like WrestleMania and Royal Rumble and all that when I was younger. And, they didn't used to finish till like 3 or 4 in the morning. So, yeah. Super chat coming in from James B. Thanks for that. You can do that through the $ if you so wish. Hi, Mark. Have you seen the news about us from Hull Weekly about signing this Jack Gill from Hull City? Never heard of him until today, if I'm honest. No, James B. I've never heard of it at all. Never heard of it at all. Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad, says Hamoud. Well, I'd love to say Game of Thrones because I absolutely loved it. And I much preferred Game of Thrones to Breaking Bad. But when you look at the entire series of both, you've got to say that Breaking Bad told the better story and completed the story better than Game of Thrones, which destroyed it with the final season. The thing I would say about Game of Thrones is, have you revisited it now recently and do you think it's better now, having given it some time? Because I haven't done that. I haven't. Cancelo or Aaron Wan-Bissaka? I thought he said cancer or Aaron Wan-Bissaka. I was like, oh my God, we're going to have to block him. Cancelo or I'd say Cancelo at the moment is better than Wan-Bissaka as a United fan. Wan-Bissaka's a bit hot and cold. Definitely. Rashford or Aubameyang, says Hussein. Very different players, but both primarily do play off the left-hand side. I wouldn't swap Rashford for Aubameyang for many reasons. And I'm sure Arsenal fans wouldn't swap Aubameyang for Rashford. There's the Women's Rumble as well. Goldberg is also fighting, says Ethan Moon. And Thiago Silva or Titus Bramble, says Guy. Dominic Calvert-Lewin or Danny Ings, says Liam. I like Calvert-Lewin. I would go Calvert-Lewin, but I can understand why people would go Danny Ings. And Scott McTominay or James Ward-Prowse. Definitely Ward-Prowse, but to be honest, that's a really good comparison because I think Scott McTominay is a box-to-box midfielder who gets used as a CDM player. Ward-Prowse is a proper box-to-box player, and Ward-Prowse is better than Scott McTominay easily. I think Ward-Prowse is underrated. I think he could be playing for he should be playing for like an Everton or a Spurs. He might even, who knows with Ward-Prowse? How old is Ward-Prowse? Ward-Prowse. James Ward-Prowse. He's got to be about 24. 26 now, so just 26. He's probably going to spend most of his career at Southampton then, isn't he? Because he's in his prime now, but he's a good player. Good player. Aguero or Henry, says it's Ivan. Ooh. Aguero or Henry? I would say Henry, to be fair. Vardy is only injured for 1 or 2 weeks, says Shay Carter. Oh, I thought it was a hernia. I suppose they can do them quite quick these days, can't they? You can get a hernia quite quickly. One slip and it's out, literally. Mount or Maddison? That's a good question, Dave. That's a very good question. Mount or Maddison? I think this season Maddison's back on form, but I'd probably say Mount. I think Mount's like Declan Rice to me. I didn't really see what the hype was about, but I think over the last 8 months, I think they've, every time I see Declan Rice, I think he looks like he's the real deal. And I think Mason Mount's probably been Chelsea's best player. So yeah, defo. Diaz or Maguire? Well, Diaz has been probably the signing of the summer, hasn't he? He's Man City's defence is, if they're going to win the league, is probably going to be based on that defence. Just absolutely brilliant defence Man City have got at the moment, and you don't really expect that from a Klopp side, but it's just not conceding goals, is it? So yeah, Diaz is a fantastic player, and I blame Mourinho for that, because we could have got Diaz at United a couple of years ago, and we were linked to him, and it never materialised, and that Portuguese connection. Anyway, we're about to kick off for the second half. We can continue the chat, but can Arsenal get back into this game? I think not. I don't think they look second best. I mean, look, second half they might take the initiative, but I think that Arsenal have been a bit. They've played like their reserves today. Pepe quiet again. I mean, this is a £70 million player. Shea Adams, terrible first touch. If Southampton's passing was better, I think they would have had this. I think the next 2-0 and the game's over, as far as I'm concerned. Again, Southampton in good positions here, and they've given the ball away 3 times. Mark, what Indian dishes and desserts have you tried? Your favourites? If you haven't tried biryani yet, you must try it. It's probably the best. I love it. Biryani, Aryan Singh. That's the one where you get the bits of chicken and the rice together, don't you? I do like that. Ben Patterson says, I love you, handsome. Well, you're only human. Fofana or Maguire? I do like Fofana. I think Fofana and Maguire would be a great partnership. I think they complement each other really, really well. Thomas Corbett says Arsenal are crap when they don't play their starters. And Kazim says Beckham's position of right midfield is now out of fashion. Where does he play in this United team, and does he start? I still think he could play off the right wing. I don't think it's out of fashion at all. I think if you dropped a prime David Beckham into our right-hand side, it'd be fine. Would you ever make your bench for your best 11? Who would have made your bench for your best Premier League 11? Says Russian Nightmare. I never do bench. I don't do bench, because I think that if you do a best 11, that's your best 11, and you'll have left so many players out that you've got the same problem again as trying to get bench players. But that's why I don't do it, mate. To be honest with you, Pakistan or India. I'm not picking countries. If you want me, if you're saying Pakistan cricket team or India cricket team, I can pick who I think's the best team. But I'm not going to pick. I'm not going to choose countries. Bonnie and Clyde or Fred and McSauce, says Noah, and not sure what the general consensus is on this. But wait a minute, Pepe's down the left hand side, falls over. But if he was fit more often, Bay is by far our best central defender, says Leon. No, I don't actually agree. I don't agree. I think Eric Bailly is a player that makes Maguire play better, because they complement each other because of Bailly's pace. But Eric Bailly as a defender has got issues, like lack of concentration sometimes. His positional sense sometimes isn't great. So, Eric Bailly is not. There is a myth that if Eric Bailly stayed fit, he'd be the best centre back in the world, and he wouldn't even be the best centre back in Manchester. So, he's good. I love Eric Bailly. I think he brings personality, and as a partnership, him and Maguire are the best partnership we've got. But Eric Bailly is not without his weaknesses. And I think sometimes there is a myth that he's this, he's the best centre back in the world, and he's not. He's not. He's a good centre back. Go on. Ooh, Leno's got it. So anyway, do I think Arsenal get back into this game? No, I really don't. Lucas says like, share and subscribe. Yeah, please subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Got over 8,000 watching this FA Cup. I wasn't going to do any FA Cup watch-alongs. I really wasn't. I was like, FA Cup 4th round, not interested. I'll do Liverpool United, obviously. And then I saw this one and I thought, well, you know what? I quite fancy Arsenal getting kicked out of this tournament. And they're obviously the holders. And at the moment, I'm quite surprised by Arteta's approach to this game. I really am. And remember, we'll get a result. We won't get a replay, will we? Which is great. I'm so happy there's no replays. I'm sure everybody is. But Arsenal at the moment, if I was a betting man, I'd say the next goal will be scored by Southampton. But it's a funny old game. You never know. You never know. Off my back says, what you make of Diallo for Southampton? I think he's a good player. Oh, Ings is through the middle. This is too easy if he scores. Is it the post? Oh, my life. Well, you've got to take a look at Arsenal's defence here. It's the second time in the last few minutes that he's ran through the middle. And he might have been offside. But he gets his shot off. It hits the post and then it hits the back of Leno and goes out. I think there was an offside anyway. There was an offside. But Arsenal need to be careful here because that run through the middle is on every ball at the moment for Ings. Mark, I am the person who asked Robertson or Davies. Thank you so much for reading my comment. Your content is getting me through the lockdowns as I don't have Sky or BT and now with online school, says Ryan Crowder. Well, I hope everybody's doing well. Look, I appreciate everybody's situation is different. You know, it is a struggle. It is a struggle. If you're living in the UK, I don't know what it's like for anybody else. I see things, you know, like when you used to work with people and they've moved to different countries. Like there's people I know who live in Australia and they're constantly putting stuff up on like Instagram and stuff about our day down the beach today or meeting up with family. And it's obviously it's different for different people, but you know, in the UK and I'm sure in other countries as well, it's relentless, this lockdown COVID. So, you know, all I would say is just, I think this year things will get better. They can only get better. Ryan Bertrand, another cross into the box. Ward-Prowse shoots over the bar. See what I mean? Southampton look like they'll score the next goal. Opinions on Messi not being in the team of the year, says Thiago Alcantara. I didn't see the team of the year. I'll have a look at the team of the year. That's an interesting thing to look at. Rate your different sponsors you have had on your shows from worst to best. You don't have to do it, but it would be jokes, says Jeff. I can't do that because some of them are current sponsors. I do like doing the Manscaped ones. They are good fun, to be honest. Right, let's have a look at this team of the year because people will be... FIFA team of the year. Is it out? Or is it nominations? I can only see nominations here. Yeah, so Messi misses out for the first time. Let's have a look. Ronaldo and Lewandowski headline as Messi misses out. Ultimate Team players will see the likes of Kylian Mbappe, Kevin De Bruyne and Alphonso Davies receive huge in-game upgrades to their cards. EA Sports has officially announced the Team of the Year, and for the first time ever, there's no space for Messi. 4 players from Bayern Munich. So, all right, it's out. So let me read it out. Manuel Neuer in goal, Alphonso Davies and Trent Alexander-Arnold as the fullbacks, Ramos and Van Dijk as the centre-backs, Bruno, Kimmich and De Bruyne, and then Ronaldo, Lewandowski and Mbappe. Well, you can't argue with that. You can't argue with it, can you? Bruno's in it, and I think they've got it right. I think they've got it right. Definitely. Ronnie O'Sullivan or Stephen Hendry, says Edwin Ingbretson. I've got to say Hendry. Look, I know O'Sullivan's the better snooker player. I know that, but I just grew up and Stephen Hendry was my favourite player growing up. So I've just got a loyalty to Stephen Hendry. But thanks for the question. I always like a snooker one. I hate the Masters though. The Masters always ends up being a shit tournament. I always think it's going to be good and it was shit. Anyway, here's Ward-Prowse. They're running the midfield, Southampton. That's why they're winning this game. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. By the way, hope you're all enjoying it. We've had some good chats actually during this game whilst watching it. I'm not doing any other watch-alongs on the FA Cup apart from United Liverpool tomorrow, which will be on the United stand. But the next watch-alongs, next two I can tell you, will be Southampton Arsenal Tuesday night in the Premier League. And Thursday night, Spurs against Liverpool, which is massive as well. So lots and lots of stuff to get involved with. And of course, everybody's welcome on this channel. It doesn't matter who you support because that's football. I just, you know, we've still got plenty of time, but I just don't see Arsenal getting back into this. Everton versus Leicester, says Connor. I can't do Everton versus Leicester because it kicks off at exactly the same time that my team, Manchester United, are playing Sheffield United, which I'll be doing a watch-along for on the United stand. A couple of substitutions coming in for Arsenal. Thomas Partey. Robbie will be doing his little dance. Have you seen that video? I think it's a cringy enough video, but it's also got Jeremy Lynch in it, which just makes you want to throw up. I didn't see who else they were bringing on. I think it might have been Lacazette. Do you think Moyes is back to his best at West Ham, says Ivan Scannell? I think he is a little bit like his days at Everton. You know, I think he's found his level again, hasn't he? What's wrong with Pepe there? He hardly even got touched. Oh no, he's probably got a little bit of something there on his head. Banged his head. Thomas Partey. I mean, fancy doing a song for a new signing. You're setting yourself up for a fall, aren't you? You know, doing a song for a new signing that's never played for your club. It's always going to come back and bite you unless they're, unless they do something amazing. Mid-table matters. Tuesday night, yeah. Southampton against... well, Southampton are not a mid-table side, are they? But they definitely need to make some subs, Arsenal, here, which is what he's going to do. And they do need to make them because they've not been good. Oh, I tell you what you could help me out with. You could really help me out with something here. I want to watch a film tonight. Doing the 8 o'clock show on the United stand. And I want to watch a film... and I want it to be something I've not seen before, and I want it to be sort of like a thriller. I watched Dark Waters with Mark Ruffalo last Saturday. I really recommend it. Really good film. Really enjoyed that. Sort of a lawyer thriller thing. So if anyone's got any ideas, and don't start telling me The Godfather and stuff, because I'm actually quite a film buff. I've watched loads of films, but I'm looking for something that's it's a bit of a thriller, and maybe new out, and not Tenet. I've seen Creed 2, I've seen 7, I've seen Inception. You see, everyone's now mentioning films that I've seen. American Gangster, I've seen it. Yeah, Prisoners, I've seen it. Law Abiding Citizen, I've seen it. Do you rate Mason Mount, Zach Evans? Yes, I've already said that. I do. I think he's much improved and deserves it. I've seen The Accountant. That's very good, actually, CJ McNally. You're all naming some good films, so you obviously know your stuff. Knives Out, good film, seen it. Oh, here we go. So, Nketiah into Pepe. Oh, nearly scored. Corner. I've seen The Kingsman, Imad. So, I don't know whether they've made the subs yet. Jaws, I've seen it. Nickel. Of course I've seen Jaws. I've seen The Prestige. Night Stalker I've seen as well, I think. This is a series though, isn't it? Night Stalker. I don't know whether I've seen that. It's got to be a goal! Over the bar. That was the chance for Arsenal. They may get more, but that was the chance. Cross came in. I think there might have been a handball on VAR, to be fair. Seemed to control it with his hands. That would not have been a goal. They've surely got VAR here because it's Southampton. That wouldn't have been a goal. No way would that have been given. No way. Partey's come on for El Nini. Saka's come on for Martinelli. Zane's gone to cry in his bathroom, and Holding put it over the bar, but he handled it anyway. Martinelli, best player in the world apparently, according to Zane. Absolute trash today. Absolute trash. As a Saints fan, I would say we are close to the top 6 with a bit more investment. We could be there, says Oi Oi Governor. You've got to keep older players like Danny Ings, haven't you? Martinelli, what a talent, done nothing, says Mr. EC Football. Exactly. I am reading your comments, by the way. I'm looking at some of these film ideas. I've seen them, Meg. Night Stalker on Netflix, 100%, and A Lonely Place to Die. That sounds interesting. Hello.
Hi.
The Prestige is good, says Timmy. Yeah, I've seen that. Good one. Shutter Island's very good. The Departed's brilliant. Lincoln Lawyer, I think I've seen that. It was good. I've seen so many films. Con Air's a great film, says the EPJR22. It is. Django Unchained. Extraction's crap, I think. Robin Young says, Arsenal fans talk about Martinelli like he's Serge Gnabry. But they're right, because Serge Gnabry was crap for Arsenal. Then he went to a good club. Half an hour to go. Saka and Partey on. That should improve Arsenal going forward, which is what they need to do. I feel Southampton should have got the second goal in this and put the game to bed, but no, they haven't. Sonic the Hedgehog. Oh, God. I'd never watch that. I would never watch it. Arsenal do look like they're coming into the game a little bit more now, though. I wonder if Southampton have shot their load a bit in relation to their tiring. And I've watched the John Wick movies. Yes, Massey. So Arsenal coming forward here with Cedric, Saka, and it's cleared away. Yeah, definitely more on the front foot, Arsenal now. Watch Searching on Netflix, says Benny Kells. Searching for that something that I left behind. Killing Them Softly with Brad Pitt. Is that the story of the Fugees? Racehorse Red. Strong in my pain with his fingers, killing me softly with his song. I don't blame Ings. Our ambition is shocking, says Oi Oi Governor. Well, you've got a very good manager. If you could add some really good players, I just don't think Southampton are ever going to make that leap, are they? I mean, what's the difference between Southampton and Leicester in relation to size of club and city? There's no reason why Southampton couldn't be a Leicester. But Arsenal are definitely in the ascendancy here at the moment. And Southampton could really do with that second goal. But Arsenal have... it's like Arsenal are like that team, you know, when you do that team press thing on FIFA and they go for it for about 5 minutes. Arsenal are doing that at the moment. They're having a proper go. And you'd fancy them to score at the moment. Jamie Knight says, do you think Villa have got a chance at top 6? I just feel that the sad thing for Villa is they've got all these games in hand, but realistically, you'd rather you didn't have any games in hand and you had the points on the board. And I think playing catch up for a team like Villa is difficult because they're a momentum. You've got to use that momentum, and they've lost that momentum. But they did play well against City, and hopefully that they can just keep that form going. Watch the English game; it's a good limited TV show. No spoilers, says Marky. And Bruno or Cantona, can you say hi to my mates Miles, says Callum Maguire. Well, Cantona over Bruno, as much as I love Bruno, but Bruno's not even been at United a year yet. So, Cantona we're judging on a career at United where he was iconic and he was the fire starter. Bruno, after a year, looks like he could replicate that. We'll have to just wait and see. Ryan says his stepsister's stuck in the washing machine. Don't turn it on, Ryan. Whatever you do, don't turn it on. And Dublin Murders Amazing series and only 6 episodes. Oh, what's that on then? Oh no, I watched that. I enjoyed that. I did really like that. Are they not going to do a new one? Yeah, we watched that. We really liked that. It was great. I'm just going to make sure it's the one I was on about. Yeah, I don't think there is going to be a season 2. Cross comes in. Walcott. Oh, he could have got on that, but Ings has got it on the back post. Into Walcott. Oh, he's rubbish. He's rubbish, isn't he? Mark, start watching Homeland. Well, a lot of people have said that before, actually, yeah. Did you know that the guy who plays Prince Charles on The Crown follows United Stand on Instagram, says Kane Sharp? I did. And hi, Mark, I have to do my politics essay. Is there any motivation you can give me so I can complete it? Alex Davies. Do it on something you enjoy, if you can. If you can't, just do it. Shutter Island, just get on with your homework, right? Just get on with your homework, Kane, and stop bloody moaning. Oh, it's not Kane, actually. It's Bones. No, it's not. It's, I don't know who it was. Shutter Island with DiCaprio and Ruffalo on Netflix. One of the best thrillers I've seen. Love both channels. From a Leeds fan, says Bones445. Yeah, very, very good film. I don't think DiCaprio's done a bad film. I don't. I really don't. The Man Who Knew Infinity starring Dev Patel, says Iron Singh. And come on, Zaka, show the United Strike Force how it's done, says Zane Miassi. Zane's like a bloody... He's got more faces than a townhouse clock. You know, he's... it's Martinelli, and now Zaka's the best player in the world. But I do think Arsenal might get something out of this. I don't know why, but I do. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right hand corner, that was the chance. And I tell you what, Zane's going to be going mad because I think it was... Was it Pepe? No, it was Nketiah. I knew it wasn't Xhaka. It's a good stave by Forster. He's onside, Nketiah, and it's a hard chance. He's tried to toe poke it in, but Arsenal pushing hard here. Back post, no, goal kick. Have you seen 21 Bridges? No, Kian McMahon. I'm writing down a big list here, and I hope that when I do my research afterwards that there's something in it. So about 23 minutes to go. Thoughts on Firmino and Martial's roles in their team and why they don't score as much as NRZ? Well, it's changed for Martial recently. He's gone left wing, but you know they are very important positions, and it does make me laugh how I've heard Liverpool fans say, "Oh, we need a proper number 9. Let's get Haaland," and I don't think they appreciate that if you do remove Firmino, then it won't be as easy for Mane and Salah because you know Haaland needs service. Watch Sherlock, it's on Netflix, only 3 episodes a season, but each episode is about 90 minutes long, and it's a class series, says Julian Lee. I'll write that down. No shit, Sherlock. And Wind River's brilliant. Wind River's the one, I think. I think Wind River's the one I was on about last week, Barbarez, so give Barbarez75 a shout out. Wind River is the one with Jeremy Renner in it. I tell you what, watch that film, especially in the winter because it's snowing. That is such a good film. I really enjoyed that film. What would you choose? I think the lead out of the Punishers in that as well. What would you choose to win, Premier League or Champions League? Says Elias. It's a good question, Elias, and I've said this a few times. So definitely the Premier League. I think it just depends on what you want at your club. That's not a handball. Walker Peters there. Yeah, I think if you asked a Man City fan, they'd want the Champions League because they've never won it. I think if you asked an Arsenal fan, they'd want the Champions League because they've never won it. It's all about timing, isn't it? And I think United need to win the league before they win the Champions League. So I would take the league. The Aviator, if we get a CDM, what happens to McFred, says Phil Brown? We don't pick him, basically. Yeah. Informer. Is that the one with the guy out of Breaking Bad? You know, Danny Snow play. Make your boom boom down. Here we go. Arsenal. Saka. Good cross. Headed away. So 20 minutes to go. I think Southampton have got to change tact a little bit here because they are getting penned in. And Arsenal Arsenal for the first time in this game have looked really good the last 10 minutes. Who would you cast to play your greatest ever manager when they make a movie? From Wenger, I would choose Harrison Ford. That's from Zayn Miassi. As Sir Alex Ferguson, I think Liam Neeson would be quite good, wouldn't he? He's probably a little bit big. Lacazette's coming on. It would have to be a British actor. Sir Anthony Hopkins would probably not be bad either, but he's a bit old now. Mark, you should watch Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber. It's a musical set in London about a barber who kills his clients and they get turned into pies. I know about Sweeney Todd. Is that the one with Jamie United there with the suggestion? Is that the one with Johnny Depp in it? And I've seen Hacksaw Ridge, John Gregg, yeah. I really enjoyed Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Michael. It's a slow burner film, but I just found it quite a relaxing film to watch. Love Hate was brilliant. Jay Larkin as a series, I really enjoyed that. Yeah, quite disturbing as well at times in that. Talking to the songbird yesterday, to me play. So what are we thinking then with 19 minutes to go? Do you fancy Arsenal to get something from this? I mean, I presume it goes to extra time, doesn't it, if it's a draw? I certainly think Southampton are not going to keep a clean sheet if they keep playing the way they are. Living in America. What a set. Well, good cross. Forster saves it. Arsenal wave here. Cedric Suarez cross comes in. And Southampton will bring it away. Mark, watch Peda. It's an Iranian movie, says Brishesh. And have you watched In Bruges or Gran Torino? Two of my favourite films, says Mikan. I've never watched In Bruges because I'm not a big fan of, what's his name, Farrell. But I have seen Gran Torino with Clint Eastwood. Fight Club, Brad Pitt, watched it the other day for the first time, blew my head away. LM. I've never watched that twice, and I think it's a really good film. I've not watched it since the first time I watched it, but it's one of those that are on the list. I'm not very good at watching films I've already seen, really, because I always want to watch something new. But yeah, this is good. I've seen The General. It is very good, Curtis. Yeah. Arsenal pushing here. Now Walcott. Lovely ball through. Shea Adams. Pass it. Oh, God. I tell you what, Southampton are so frustrating. What a frustrating side. Why do they not pass? It's a corner. A couple of super chats. Watch Don't Fuck with Cats. It will make your blood boil, says Red Baron. That doesn't sound like it's good for me. DiCaprio's The Beach is an underrated classic. Catch Me If You Can and Captain Phillips are my favourite Tom Hanks films. What are yours? Says Julian Lee. And I do like Captain Phillips. I think that's a really good film. And DiCaprio's The Beach. I haven't watched that for ages, but it is good. What's your prediction for United Liverpool game? Says Nathan Pettinard. And he says, rest in peace, Larry King. And yeah, I think that I think United will win 3-2. I think we're going to see some goals, hopefully. I just hope that tomorrow Liverpool need to score goals, so hopefully they go for a bit. And United, we don't really need to sit back. It's the FA Cup, so I just hope that, and there should be changes from both teams. So I hope we see a good game. I'll be doing a watch along for that one on the United stand if you want to join me for that. But we've still got 15 minutes to go here. I mean, Arsenal, you're going out the FA Cup. They're having a go. They're having a go here, and I do think they'll get a goal. Watch The Pacific. It's a mini-series about a regiment in Japan during World War II, and similar to Band of Brothers, apparently even better. I've never watched The Pacific, but I will write it down. But I loved Band of Brothers. I love Band of Brothers. Wolf of Wall Street is class, Blossy. It is very, very good. Thanks for the super chats. You can do that through the $sign if you so wish. Pepe. Southampton just booting it clear. They're getting a bit penned in here, and there's still 14 minutes to go. I think Southampton have missed the trick. They're a better side than this Southampton, and they are basically sitting back against Arsenal, inviting them on. If I was Arsenal though, what I would take from this game, even if you get knocked out of the cup, I'd fancy you in the league on Tuesday, because this is basically Southampton's first team, isn't it? Who's missing from this game for Southampton's first team? And they've not been that good. Still laughing over the Tete and Areola banter during the Fulham game. Big ups from Malaysia, says Nemiha. Thanks for the super chat, pal. I've watched Cobra Kai, Donna. Fantastic series. Love it. Absolutely love it. I'm not reading that out. Cross comes in from Arsenal. They've got men on the back post. Oh, I'm starving. I'm going to have something to eat in a minute. Tell you what I'm having for tonight. Let's move it on from film for a moment. I'm going to have... a Chinese takeaway tonight. Shamone. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, actually. I haven't had a takeaway in about 2 weeks, so looking forward to that. Anything by Denis Villeneuve. Sicario, Prisoners, Arrival, Blade Runner 2049, the Alex Ferguson of modern cinema. I haven't heard of the film Arrival, so I will have to take a look at that. I have seen Sicario and Prisoners, and I haven't watched Blade Runner yet, actually. Soulshire 1999, but I'll take a look at that. About 10 minutes to go in this game. Well, more than that. I do feel Arsenal will get a chance. I'm starting to fade a little bit now because I'm tired and hungry and a bit cold. The Gentleman is a class film worth a watch on Amazon. It says T Kelly 544. Very good. I would recommend it as well. I watched that as well a few weeks ago. It is good. I liked it. Arsenal on the attack. Yeah. Do you want to know my Chinese order? Here you go. Some people will say this is elite, and some people will say, nah, it don't work. I've had it for years. I've had this probably since I was about 13. I'm salivating at the thought. I won't be eating it for hours. So my Chinese order is egg fried rice, beef chow mein, prawn crackers, and sweet and sour chicken Cantonese style. I don't have the whole bowl of it, like it's for everybody to have a bit if they want, but that's what will be on the plate. And crispy seaweed. Love it. Just a lovely Chinese. Well done, Forster. Cleared off the line. Arsenal getting closer. Offside anyway. He was put through. I thought they were going to score there, Arsenal. Nketiah, he was offside anyway. Let's have a watch back. Yeah, he was just about offside, but Forster still didn't know about it. I do know, Ethan, we do sometimes get chips as well. I'll have a few chips with it. Thoughts on upcoming Tottenham women centre-back, Mia Khalifa. She's kept 3 clean sheets in her last 4 starts. Seb, I do actually know who that is. And you know why I know who it is? Because they were on our AFTV. And I was like, what's that all about? And I found out. Martha Marcy May Marlene. It's an exceptional movie in my opinion, a right psychological thriller. Also, someone mentioned the Pacific, and I second them. Says Tababrata. Thank you very much, mate. You should watch Blind Spotting on Netflix. It's an enjoyable watch that deals with race issues as well. Says Daniel Kirk. And suggestions for Netflix as TV shows: The Fall, seen it. The films suggestions are Equinox or Sightness. Really enjoyed them. I will write those down. I've got a massive list now. Thanks for that, Salah Ahmed. If they're anything like Kunde for my career mode, then I have high standards. If it's anything like your 4-4-2 suggestion against Burnley, I've got low standards. So Arsenal haven't got the goal I thought they would get, and we have got 10 minutes to go. I'm bloody freezing today. I don't know what's wrong with me. Well, it actually is cold, but let's see if this will help. It's my hand wrist exerciser. That just sounds wrong. Free kick for Southampton on the far side of the pitch. It's quite close to the touchline, so it's a bit like a corner, but a little bit closer to goal. Ward-Prowse is on it. If you could only have 2 types of cuisines for the rest of your life, what would they be and why? Mine would be Japanese and Italian, says Julian Lee. I've never really eaten Japanese food. Definitely Italian. I love Italian food. Pastas, lasagnas. Arsenal clear the free kick. My second would be... Good shot by Ings. Well, probably English cuisine, because I think in English cuisine you get fish and chips, you get a roast dinner. So, yeah, I'll go with the country of my birth. That's a foul. He plays it on. Walcott. Oh, he is infuriatingly shit, isn't he? Walcott is absolutely awful. Awful. I'm glad I'm not doing player ratings, because I'd give Walcott a 2. I love Indian food and I love Chinese food. I genuinely just like food. I mean, I love like Caribbean food. You know, rice and peas and goat curry and all that lot. Chicken, jerk chicken, love it. That's a foul by Bertrand on Pepe. Yellow card. Film watch along. I nearly did a film watch along just before Christmas. I was going to do Die Hard. You know, I did those streams for Paddy Power. We were going to do Die Hard as a watch along, and I think it would have been a good idea, and maybe we'll do it later in the year, because film watch alongs for a film that's popular, I think, are quite good. There's Indian thriller movie called Kahani. Translation of the story. One of the best thrillers you'll ever watch, and it's available on Netflix, says Sharath Kamath Fitness. I will write that one down as well. I must admit, I'm pretty poor at that. I'm really poor at that. I often get asked, do you watch films from other countries? And, you know, whether it's European or Indian or, you know, Chinese, whatever. I mean, I love The Departed's one of my favourite films. And there's a film, I don't know where, I think is it Hong Kong or something? Infernal Affairs is what Departed is based upon, and it's meant to be a better film. And I've never watched it because I just don't it's not in my mindset, and I need to broaden my horizons. I just am lazy. I just watch American or British films. I don't watch European films. I don't, and you know what? I've watched some really good series with subtitles as well, so I don't know why I don't do it. Hi Mark, love your content. I would love to get your opinion on the new Super Leagues the big clubs are trying to create. Is it going to ruin football? Says Knight Raider KLOL. I don't think that will happen. I think there's a real reluctance and resistance to do it, isn't there? But 5 minutes to go in this game. And Ings comes off. Long comes on. Arsenal will be kicking themselves if they go out here. Have you heard of a Teesside? No, I'm not going to read that, Chaz, because it might be something rude. I watched the McGregor fight in the morning, Luke. I'm not staying up till 5 o'clock in the morning to watch a few minutes of a fight. I can't, especially after last night. I'm so tired. If if it was going to be on at 2 in the morning, I'd watch it because you just stay up and then go to bed. But I hate the things where you've got to get up ridiculous o'clock to do it, or stay up ridiculous o'clock. I just can't do it. I do like NFL. I'll be watching them tomorrow, David. I've got back into it this year. I always watch the Super Bowl, but I've actually been keeping an eye on the rounds before this year for the first time in a while. I suppose that's a positive of lockdown, having more time to do that. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. Everyone's welcome on this channel. And there's some good content on the channel from this week, actually. If you didn't see the Premier League all-time, my Premier League all-time 11, give it a watch. Some interesting comments in there. I have been checking them every day, and give it a watch and put your 11 in there. Tell me what you think of mine. I'm very happy with the balance of my team and how I did it. Some people weren't, but I think a lot of people got where I was coming from. Hey Mark, have you started to watch the latest WWE matches before the Royal Rumble, or will you just watch the event without knowing what's going on? I'm going to start watching, Joskin. I will do my research. Watch along for the McGregor fight. 1 a.m. it starts, says Keenan Small. Yeah, but he's not fighting till 5. Free kick to Southampton. Yeah, McGregor is not set to take the ring until around 5 a.m. on Sunday morning. Fuck that. Sorry, I would have been very interested to do it, and I would happily do a watch along, but not at 5 a.m. You need to watch 21 Bridges. It's a cop action thriller, and my dad directed it, says Daniel Kirk. There you go. You doing FIFA today, Mark? Love the content. No, not today, Ashley Crane. Not today. It's a takeaway from Borough, says Chaz. Teesside Parmo is what he said, isn't it? I've never heard of it anyway. A couple of minutes of normal time to go here anyway. Arsenal could be heading out of the cup. Parasite's getting mentioned a lot. Fantastic film. Mark, The Fiend is my favourite WWE wrestler. I hope you like him as well. Also, do you remember the Die Hard game for PS1? That was a classic. I never played that, the Royal Mail X. I never knew there was a game for Die Hard, because I'm surprised I've never heard of that. I would definitely have got that. I'm amazed. minute of normal time. How long will the referee add on? The potential for extra time is there if Arsenal can get a goal. The holders of the FA Cup, Arsenal, the tournament that made Arteta relevant in his first season, I think he's given it up. I don't think he's gone for this. I think he's gone too weak and it's cost them. And Southampton have basically gone through by picking a strong team. I think it's a mistake by Arsenal so far, but it's not over yet. They're pushing men forward, Arsenal, that's for sure. They've got about 5 in the box here. And it will go for a goal kick. Cross from Saka. What's your thoughts, everybody? I think that Triple Frontier, I think I've seen that, Sahil. Was Ben Affleck in that? So many countries I'd like to visit one day, typical. Thanks everyone who's tuning in, by the way. Got nearly 9,000 for a lunchtime FA Cup game. So best fans in the world, excluding Man United, says Night Raid. I've got no idea, mate. I think all fans are very similar. I think we've all got Pratts and we've all got, fantastic films. So So 3 minutes have been added on. We've got 2.5 left. Have Arsenal left it too late? I'm not going to do a reaction to this one now. No, I do reactions for the Premier League games, but I'm not going to film a reaction to this. I'm not that interested in filming a little reaction for it, to be honest with you. But I do it for the Premier League games now. This was just a little bit of a bonus watch along because I was going to watch it. So, corner. Is that a corner to Southampton? Seeing what the ref's going to give here. Might be giving a foul. Arsenal aren't getting Europa League next season, says Monaldo. Well, they've cut their nose off here. They really have. There's still a minute to go. They've got a free kick, Arsenal, and they've got a minute to get up the other end. Oh. And it's a shot wide from Nketiah. Mark, you are missing out. Die Hard Trilogy, it was called. The concept of the game is difficult to explain because all 3 games are on one disc. Have a look at gameplay videos on YouTube when you've got time, says the Royal Mail X. Queen of the South is a must-watch, Mark, and The Kingdom, Korean Zombies, says Ronan. We are saving ourselves for your visit, says... mate, Arsenal next week, next Saturday, Manchester United, Arsenal. I'll guarantee you now, Arsenal will play like they're going to lose their jobs if they lose, 100%. They'll be well up for it. I can't, absolutely no doubt about that at all. And the ref blows the whistle, and Arsenal, the holders of the FA Cup, go out with a whimper. I tell you what, I think Arteta may as well have walked onto this ground with a white flag just before the game even started. Puts a weak team out, and they go out to Southampton. Fair play to Southampton. They put a strong team out, and they win the game. And I tell you what, there's a lesson for you there about the FA Cup. If you're going to put a weak team out against a team that isn't, you're going to get knocked out. And I'm confused. I hear. I'm not an Arsenal fan, but I am confused as to why this was such a great achievement last year, but you can't be asked this year. And you're mid-table. The Europa League's going to be really difficult this year. There's loads of good teams in the Europa League. You're mid-table. You're the holders of the FA Cup, and he puts a weakened team out against the strong Southampton side when you're playing Southampton on Tuesday. So what are you saving yourself for the league game for when you're in the mid-table? It's weird. A really weird approach by Arteta today. And this is a manager that I don't think should be sacked. That I think he should be given time. But if I was an Arsenal fan, I'd be bloody furious with that. I'd be furious. It's a joke. An absolute joke. You are the holders of that tournament and you put a weakened team out against the strong Southampton side and then you wonder why you lose. And, you know, I think Arteta's put himself in a difficult situation now because they're already mid-table in the league. A couple of bad results there. The pressure's back on. And I can't see them winning the Europa League. I just can't see it. So, really weird approach from Arsenal today. But anyway, thanks everyone for watching. Zane says Arteta out. I've never watched Sharknado, Joshua Bellwater. And I've not seen The Guard with Brendan Gleeson. It's a great Irish comedy either, set in Galway. Thank you very much for the super chats. Thanks everyone for watching. Please subscribe, bottom right hand corner. I'm back on the United Stand at 8 o'clock. I think we've got KG at 4 o'clock on the United Stand. And I'll speak to you all in a bit. Thanks for watching.